Greetings YouTube, and let's get ready to rumble, because today we are talking about Godzilla vs. Kong, the blockbuster event of the year so far, and I think it holds up to that title. My inner nerd just loves these creatures and all their lore and history. That met with my inner caveman that just loves big explosions and massive damage. You know, basically just two giant beasts fighting like UFC cage fighters. These inner voices are so happy today. So let's get into it, because this is RedEye Reviews. Okay, as with all of my videos, we're going to start with a plot synopsis. Two giant monsters fight each other. There you go. The end. I mean, well, that's basically it, but I will get into more details. If you don't want this spoiled, feel free to skip to this giant monster-worthy timestamp here, and the rest of us will see you in a moment. 5 years after Godzilla kills his nemesis Ghidorah, Zilla and Kong are the last known active titans on the Earth's surface. On Skull Island, the climate is getting tense because Monarch now protects Kong in a giant dome that is sort of like Kong's own Truman Show. Kong is frequently visited by Jaya, the last Iwi native, who is deaf but talks to Kong via sign language. We learn that the facility won't hold Kong for too much longer. However, if they do move him, Godzilla will sense it and come after him. Cut to Bernie Hayes, an employee of Apex Cybernetics, who has a podcast talking about the conspiracies and the messed up stuff about Apex. While he is attempting to download some top secret data, Godzilla randomly attacks the facility. During the attack, Bernie sees a device that looks like the Orca, which was previously used to communicate or control Titans. Madison and her friend Josh try to figure out why Godzilla attacked unprovoked, because he's supposed to be a protector. And she listens to Bernie's podcast, so they go to track him down. Somewhere else in the world, we see Nathan Lind, a former scientist who theorizes about Hollow Earth, which is a place at the center of the Earth where it is theorized all the Titans come from, and Kong might be from there as well. He gets employed by Apex to search for a new power source in Hollow Earth, but in order to find this place, they want to use Kong as a guide. Kong's people are willing to help as they see that Godzilla looks to have snapped and is a real threat. So they take Kong on a fleet of boats towards Antarctica, the entrance to the Hollow Earth, and during the journey, Godzilla attacks. The water is no place for a monkey, and after an epic fight, Godzilla does win, but has some honor in battle because he leaves Kong in the boats alone to prepare for fight round 2. Cut back to Stranger Things, and the kids meet Bernie, and they gain his trust, really easily. And the three of them head to the Apex facility to investigate a little further. They find more to the secret underground facility and accidentally get locked in a chamber that has skullcrawler eggs in it. Those are like those nasty two-legged reptile things. They get sent through an underground tunnel that is leading all the way to Hong Kong. Quick jump back to Kong, and we decided to airlift Kong the rest of the way to avoid Godzilla and the water, and finally make it to Antarctica. They tell Kong his family might be in Hollow Earth, and our big boy has all the incentive he needs as he makes his way back through the tunnels, with the humans following him. They make it to Hollow Earth, and we get some incredible environmental shots. Back on the surface, our detectives arrive in Hong Kong, and we learn that Apex has built Mechagodzilla. Yeah. And they want to replace Godzilla entirely to be the top of the food chain themselves. We learn that Mechagodzilla is controlled via this weird brain computer thing inside the skull of Ghidorah. Godzilla must have sensed that Ghidorah's brain waves or something are back online, which is why he might be attacking the facility. However, Mechagodzilla has one very big issue. He uses too much power, and he can't stay on for very long. Back in Hollow Earth, Kong finds an axe, which is awesome. And it uses the Earth's energy, which is the same special energy that Godzilla uses. The Apex people go to get their sample of the energy, and the Skull Island people get upset at the Apex people that they want to take the power for some reason, even though this was the whole reason they came down here. Anyway, they get a sample and load it back to Apex headquarters. Godzilla shows us how badass he is, and he just beams a hole straight to Kong in the center of the Earth, and our heroes escape. And Kong kills the evil Apex people. And then he jumps down the hole towards Hong Kong to fight Godzilla. And we get our amazing moment, the reason we are all here. Godzilla versus Kong, and it is epic. Kong ultimately wins round 2 because he has his new axe. Meanwhile, Mechagodzilla starts to power up. The bell rings and our big monsters start round 3. This time Godzilla wins pretty outright by dislocating Kong's arm and stomping on his chest repeatedly. However, he doesn't kill him. And then we see Mechagodzilla turns on, and it's amazing. However, it is too powerful to be controlled and immediately becomes self-aware, killing its pilot and going rogue. It breaks out of the facility, and Godzilla goes to fight the mecha. Our Monkey King is left dying on the ground, but thanks to some quick thinking, our heroes jumpstart his heart, and he is back in action. And not a second too soon, because Godzilla is getting his scaly butt handed to him by Mechagodzilla. Our adorable little girl tells Kong that Godzilla is a friend and he needs help, and that the real enemy is Mechagodzilla. And then we get an even better fight. Godzilla and Kong team up to fight Mechagodzilla, and it is everything we have ever wanted to see. Like, we get this incredible moment where Godzilla powers Kong's axe for him, and it's amazing. My heart now full of big monster fighting, and our monsters thoroughly exhausted. They have mutual respect for one another. And at this point, I was about 90% sure they were going to fist bump or something here. Sadly, we don't get that, but they do go their respective ways. And we see that they set up a new facility inside Hollow Earth where Kong is now king. End credits. Okay, now on to what I thought of this movie. I will try so very hard not to reveal too much plot from here on out, because the movie just came out and I really, really want you all to watch it, because it's amazing. It's one of those movies that when our beasts do fight each other, I literally was standing up and kind of pacing around my room. It's epic. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's back up. Let's start with the effects, the atmosphere, the environment. It's incredible. I honestly think it's some of the best I've ever seen. There is a scene where Kong is sitting in the rain looking at Jaya, and the water is whipping off his fur, and it's ridiculously good looking. The world they built is just so vibrant and wild. Hollow Earth is beyond beautiful, while also feeling dangerous and kind of barren at the same time. With floating rocks and bioluminescent ore all over the place, it's amazing. I would argue you could pause any part of this scene and it would make the coolest background image for any computer. And to carry that into the fight scenes, there are so many moments you just want to shout at your TV with excitement. You can tell this movie knew that its main drive was purely CGI monsters, and that to do that, you need to do it extremely well. And I personally think they nailed it. Just look at this shot. Believe me when I say that this is 1 of 10. There's so much energy throughout this entire movie. So for the monsters alone, this movie is 100% worth watching, I would say multiple times. Now, the complaints I have with this movie are entirely with the humans and the plot around them, because they try to create drama and tension between some of the people in certain scenes, and it just didn't make much sense to me. Now, without getting into too much detail, there is a scene where Kong's people are asked to help get some power crystal that the humans can use to protect themselves. Everyone agrees. Then everyone goes to get the stuff, but when they actually get there and they start to take the things, Kong's people are shocked, and they argue that you can't take these things. But that was the whole reason you came here. They even told you the plan and you agreed with it, so I don't know why everyone's upset now. It just really confused me why they would be so opposed to this thing happening, even though there's literally no other outcome at this point. My other issue is with Madison and her interactions with Bernie. She's never met this guy before, and she really doesn't have any reason to be in the plot of this movie, other than the fact that she was in the previous movie. So she goes to meet Bernie because she just has to find out more about Godzilla, she's taken it upon herself to do this. They meet and they're immediately yeah, let's team up. This makes perfect sense. I'm 40, you're 15. Yeah, we've never met before, but sure, yeah, let's go break into an Apex facility and sneak around a bit. I just couldn't buy it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I understand that they wanted to tie all the casts from Kong and Godzilla together to do this epic mashup. I like that. I'm not arguing that. But they could have made their reasonings for teaming up and their reasonings for going after the things that they do just make a bit more sense. Just tie that together. That being said, if I had it my way, I would remove everybody in the whole cast. I would just take Kong and Godzilla just kicking ass, destroying cities, shoving their dislocated shoulders back into place by using a building. Give me 2 hours of this. I'll be a happy boy. Oh, and maybe this little girl doing sign language with Kong, because that's adorable. All in all, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. It is exactly the kind of movie that I love. Don't get me wrong, I love complex plots, political intrigue, and backstabbing, and kings and queens, and whatever. But sometimes you just want to see a giant monkey fight a giant lizard and cause trillions of dollars worth of damage, all the while pretending that you aren't witnessing thousands of people getting stepped on or crushed and stuff. Don't worry, Hong Kong will be as good as new in a few years when the next movie comes out. Because if there's anything I know about Godzilla movies, it's that the cities can repair themselves faster than like Wolverine. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button and that bell if you want to get reminded of when my videos come out. We will see you Saturday with another episode of Karate Corner. And believe me, it's horrible, but in the absolute best way possible. So we'll see you then, and until that moment, stay happy and stay healthy.